Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Wrong Ones. So, we are finally at the most important juncture of this series to Australia, the test matches. Anyone who disagrees with that statement does not really follow cricket. And
That's harsh.
yeah, sorry, well, it is what it is.
Just like the shorter format.
It's entertainment. This is purity. And do
God,
any
you
of,
sound like an old man.
do any of you prefer limited overs to test cricket?
I mean,
No,
no, I don't, but still.
Good, good.
but you still sound like an old
Otherwise, we
man.
would have stopped the podcast here. Anyway, so the test match is starting tomorrow. Unfortunately, India has decided to reveal their team early, so we can't really go with our normal format of predicting best 11s. So we're going to talk about the talking points for both teams and yeah, what we're looking forward to, and then let's see who's bold enough to predict an India win at the end. Anyway,
Should we
so
discuss the Australian team first?
yeah, sure. Let's go with Australia first because I feel like we have less to talk about there.
Exactly.
Because India has called some big surprises. Anyway,
Yeah.
let's go. So let's go with Australia. I think first talking point that we need to talk about is obviously we open with their openers. So yeah, Kabir, what are your views? Who's going to open? And what do you think of them?
Yeah, look, they've said the Matthew is going to open, right?
They've not said it, but they've hinted at it. Yes, Payne hinted at it in his
Right.
presentation.
See, like, I don't really understand that. I don't know if Matthew Wade opens in first class cricket for Tasmania, but I don't think he does. He plays for Tasmania, right? I think he plays for Tasmania.
Can't remember, but yeah.
I don't think he does open for them or whoever he plays for in first class cricket. And in addition to that, it's not like they don't have good opening batsmen in the country. They have Usman Khwaja waiting the wings, doing nothing. The guy's got like 40, 45 test caps and an average of like 42, all where he's
He's
batted.
not in the squad though, is he?
But that's completely irrelevant, right? He's still playing cricket for Queensland right now. He's captaining them right now.
He's playing the BBL right now, I think.
I mean, yeah, okay, that's true. He's playing BBL now, but before that, he was playing for Queensland, and he was playing well. He was captaining them, and for some reason, it feels like he's been left out of the squad for no reason, especially.
Yeah, it
now.
seems like it's not cricketing reason. It's something else. There's
Yeah.
some political angle to this.
Oh, it seems like Justin Langer. I remember in the test there was this thing about how like Usman Khwaja has a big personality and how like he is opinionated, and it seems like for some reason that's being held against him, and that Justin Langer has an issue with that, while everybody else is like just I guess just listens to him, doesn't really question him that as much. I don't see the problem with that. I think it's very important for your coach to be questioned and your leadership to be questioned to maintain that sort of strong leadership and the trust of everyone in your team. And the fact that like that's being held against him or seems to be held against him is ridiculous in my opinion. I think he's one of the best batsmen in Australia, regardless of whether or not he's one of the best opening batsmen. I think just in general he's one of the best batsmen in Australia.
Yeah, fair enough. So who do you say are the openers?
I would say, I mean, okay, fine, yeah, Burns is not really in form, but the guy is an opener, has had success at that level, and he bats well in Australia. So I'd let him play, obviously, because they don't really have much choice, and because he has the experience. And I would have him open with Usman Khwaja. Both of them play well together. They both played for Queensland together for the last, I don't know, basically since Joe Burns made his debut, and Usman Khwaja's been a mainstay in the Queensland team.
Noor, what about you? What are your views on the Aussie opening?
Yeah, I tend to agree with Kabir in this. Matthew Wade, while played a great T20 series, I just don't think he's better than Usman when it comes to Test cricket. I don't even think there's a real comparison, and it's kind of sad seeing him left out of the squad. The fact that he's not in the squad to me indicates that it's a larger issue than just his, than just his like performance. So I would have gone with Jones and Wade, but I don't love it. Like, I don't think it's like the most dominant opening partnership they could have put forward.
Sorry, I think the
Yeah,
internet
for
cut a
sure.
bit in the middle. But wait, you said Burns and Wade, right?
Yeah, I mean, but I don't think it's super strong. Like, I mean,
Yeah,
our bowling.
I feel like Wade somewhere or the other. Wade is a limited overs decision that's being transposed into Test cricket because he played well in the limited overs games. He should bat at 5. I'm not doubting that, but the fact that he's opening is based on what he did in the T20 series, which I don't know if
Yeah.
it's.
Oh, I have another question. Why the hell is Sean Marsh not playing? If you need a guy to play, then if you need a guy to sub in to open, what the hell are you doing without Sean Marsh? Sean Marsh scored 485 runs in 6 innings in Sheffield Shield this season.
I don't know. I think
That's all.
I think they've moved past the Marsh brothers. I think they've
Oh
decided.
my god! But like, if you need him, like if you need someone to sub in to open the batting,
I guess their
you
worry
have-
is what if he comes in and plays really well? Then what happens to Pekovsky?
I mean, nothing happens to Pekovsky. He still plays. He's the prodigal son. He's not like it's not like he's not going to play for Australia. Hopefully, it's not going to be like a Asib Hamid situation. But the likelihood is that he will play for Australia at some point in time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
he's still so young. It's not an issue if he doesn't play this series.
Yeah, I mean, I swear to God, he's literally our age. Like
He's
this guy
22.
is
He's a year older than us.
unreal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So okay, I think for me also, I think I'm surprised though, given that they don't have Warner, which is obviously a big loss for them for at least the first, maybe the second test. I'm surprised they're going with Wade instead of Marcus Harris because, like, I mean, Marcus Harris is he's an opener. He's not a middle order batsman. Like, this whole Wade situation seems a bit strange that they're putting him up just to like. I think they actually putting him up because in day-night matches, runs matter a lot. So they probably want him to go, and even if he scores a quick 50 of 30 balls, it'll help them because it'll put some runs on the board. More than if you like if you play 40 balls and then get one that has your name on it and you get out for like 15, 20. So I guess
Yeah.
that's the thinking.
I mean, look, maybe it works out, and we're idiots for thinking like, oh, there's so many other options available. But yeah, for some reason, it just doesn't seem like it makes any sense, right? Like, I'm looking now at like who's made the most runs in the Sheffield Shield this season, and I mean,
Anyway,
yeah,
there is no argument about their 3 or their 4. That is where the game lies. That is what India needs to expose and get out as soon as possible, because that is the bulk of Australia's run scoring. Manas
well,
Labuschagne.
yeah, even Matt Renshaw has been averaging.
But I
higher
think
than
this guy has been given a very, very long run, and he's not really put his name down. Anyway, moving on. So I think 3-4 are set. Number 7, Tim Payne is set, and their bowling attack is pretty set. I mean, 3-1. So the only other talking point for the Australians is they're 5-6. So there is rumors that not rumors. Langer basically said if he's fit, then Cameron Green will play as the all-rounder at 6, which leaves one spot open. Who would you guys like to see at 5? I think it's probably they have a name already who's set there, but who would you guys like to see at 5? And what do you think of Cameron Green playing his first Test match?
Remind me who's playing at 5, Ahaan?
Probably Matty Wade. Sorry, Travis Head.
Yeah.
I think that's the right decision.
Huh?
I think that's the right decision.
I don't think his stats are too great, but they don't really have any options.
No, but in
They've
general,
got-
they're not. But he's in
They've
really
got
this-
Enriques into their squad. I know that.
Yeah,
I would go with Travis Head. Before.
Yeah, definitely. If it's between those two, he will start because he's the incumbent. He's been playing there. So they probably have to.
yeah. I don't really see him as a
Test
I
average,
haven't been
41.
convinced just yet by him. in
41
Test
is not a great Test average for an Australian
No,
top order
I thought
batsman.
it would be lower.
Yeah, I thought it'd be low as well. Like
thought
he
it
hasn't
was
been
gonna
very convincing, in my opinion, in Test cricket. But
I remember
at the
last
same
time Bumrah had him on toast.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
But at the same time, he's made a lot of runs this season. He scored 200s this Sheffield Shield season, and he's the 3rd highest run scorer so far. So it's justified.
Yeah, so no arguments there. I'd say probably Head will play. And
Yeah.
what interesting thing is once Warner is back, then if Burns gets some runs, then are they going to drop Wade down and then remove whoever's there, like either Head or
Yeah,
What are
that
they
seems
thinking?
most likely.
Head or Green
Yeah.
who gets kicked out?
Actually, maybe not. I don't know. I think Wade might be the man who makes way because they've kind of see Travis Scott as the future for that number
Travis
5.
Head. We are not talking about.
Sorry, that's
Matt
not
Music.
Travis Scott. God.
Astro.
I wish he'd be a great number. That's number 5, I think.
Anyway, are we all set on the 4 bowlers? or
Yeah, I think so.
or is there any change in the offense? Maybe a Pattinson or a Michael Neese or who else is there?
No.
There's
No.
Pattinson and Neese are the only other options they have. Or
Who are they
Swepsi,
playing as their four bowlers? Ahaan, remind me.
Stark, Hazelwood, Cummins, and Lyon.
Wow,
Lion,
what
yeah.
surprise.
No, let's see how Stark does though. I have a feeling he's not going to play all four. If he starts badly, they might drop him for one on game.
Yeah, maybe.
Who
But
would you play if they drop Stark?
Pattinson, I think.
Stark is
Patterson?
particularly good against Rohit Sharma. Rohit
No,
Sharma,
and
there was a point in time where-
we'll come to that when we come to the India team. But in my team, Rohit Sharma will not play this series. Anyway, um, but I think what we need to see is also that maybe Pattinson will come in or Stark. Though Stark's record in pink ball tests is unreal. Like he's, I think, one of the best pink ball bowlers there is in the world, especially when he starts swinging at dusk. So yeah, let's see.
Hazelwood's quite good as well.
Hazelwood is
Yeah.
good. Meanwhile, we've
It's
got
like
Vish
playing with the
Yadav.
Dukes.
It's okay. We'll come to that later. Anyway, yeah. So that is the Australian team and the Australian. So I think we spoke about their 11 mostly. And yeah, who do you see as their key player? I mean, apart from Steven Smith, okay, because that's quite obvious. Who's the other key from except for Steven Smith?
Um, there are a few.
Cummins.
I think Lion as well, Nathan Lyon.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I think he's always in whatever team he plays for in Australia. Like he's always a key player. He's their best spinner.
I don't know how important he'll be on the with the big ball.
Adelaide. Yeah. By the way, Lyon is the most successful spinner with a pink ball.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh wow. Well, there you go.
But
I'm
anyway,
wrong.
so that is I think probably Labuschagne as well. Obviously, he'll be key
Yeah, I was gonna say Labuschagne as
because
well.
he needs. I think, given their
Oh,
opening,
how come you're not saying Labuskachny?
Labuschagne, that's the one. Given their opening troubles and head at 5, Green on debut at 6, those first two, those 3 and 4 become even more important. That is why it is key for India to get early wickets so that they get Smith and Manas out in the middle, and then let's see what.
Also,
they can.
hasn't this
Yeah.
been a pretty quick concussion turnaround for Cam Green?
Yeah, it looked worse. It looked damn bad.
He got smoked in the head.
But I mean, it's Bumrah. How hard can he hit the ball?
No, he smoked it. Did you see how hard the ball hit his head and it bounced off?
But let's see. I don't know how Pakovsky. Apparently, this is Pakovsky's 9th concussion.
Yeah, he's had a lot of issues with concussions. It's crazy, man. It's insane.
I worry for his brain, bro. Like honestly,
I worry for his mental health. Number
you
one,
can't get
and,
hit
like,
so much.
Dude, even like American footballers might not have to, like at the age of 22 have 9
Yeah.
concussions.
Yeah,
That's
yeah. For
Anyway,
sure. And also
hopefully he
the
comes and let's see
like,
how he
dude,
plays.
come on, like start ducking or something.
So are
Protect
you
your-
agreeing that okay? Yeah. One more question before we close out Australia. Once Warner's fit and Pakovsky's fit, are both of them coming in? One of them coming in? What's the scene?
I think it depends on like Warner definitely comes in. I think I think it depends on how Joe Burns is playing. But I don't know. Maybe he comes in for the last test if Australia's winning it. But David Warner comes in for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really see the point in rushing Wilkowski in. I think if you take your time with him and let him come in, even a little bit later, is not going to make that much of a difference. It's sort of like a pretty sure situation where he's going to play for. Like we knew all the time he's going to play for India at some point. It's just a matter of when.
Now we all are questioning whether we want him to play for India, but that's besides the point.
Yeah, I mean, it's besides the point. But yeah, it's sort of that similar situation.
Yeah. Anyway, okay. Now moving on to the team that really matters, the team that has the discussion points littered all over it. So first, let me be disappointed in the BCCI about how they've given out the team, so that now we cannot speculate about it. But well, the team to play the first test.
That's the biggest problem with this.
The team to play the first test is Mayank Agarwal, Prithvi Shaw as openers, Cheteshwar Pujara, Kohli, Rahane, about the most predictable part of the team, that 3, 4, 5. Bihari at 6. Then, as the wicket-keeper batsman, we have, if you have followed any part of this podcast, you know who we want there. But it's not him. It is Wriddhiman Saha at 7. Ashwin at 8. Shami, Bumrah, and Umesh Yadav. That is the 11. So the key players who have been left out are Gill, Rahul, Rishabh Pant, Siraj Saini, Ravi Jadeja. Jadeja, I'm assuming is fitness related, but yeah.
Why are
So
you assuming that?
because he had got that concussion, right? He was. I don't know if he's fully fit. I feel like if he was fully fit, he would start ahead of Ashwin. Anyway, so let's go step by step. Where do you want to start? Let's start with the openers again. Everyone happy? Anyone had any different ideas?
Well, I'll tell you one thing. Shubman Gill was more convincing than Prithvi Shaw was in the practice matches. At the same time, Prithvi Shaw has had a lot more experience.
I think they are seeing Gill as a middle order batsman. So once Kohli goes, he's going to come in at 4 probably.
Right, but at what point of time the next 2 years do we think that Rahane, Pujara, or Kohli are just going to fuck off?
No, I have heard a lot of talk that if Rahane has a bad series this year, his stats in the last 2 years are quite middling. They're not great.
I mean, that's been the case for the last 2 years. He's been hanging on to
So that's what people are saying, that if he does not, and especially given that he's captain, if he has a very average series or an unconvincing series, he's probably not going to be on the flight to London or to UK, where Kabir and I can go and cheer for them at Oval. But yeah, let's see. I think Gill.
The only person.
No, actually, Kabir, you say that, but if Gill has a very good series, there is Vihari's spot that is up for grabs still in the middle order.
Yeah, that's true. Fair enough. Yeah, that's true. That is true.
I think what will happen is once Kohli leaves, Gill will come in at 6 and Vihari will bat at 4. Because if you watch the practice matches, Vihari came in ahead of Rahane in all of them. So,
dude, Vihari is sick. Like, the guy has been making runs in first class cricket since and for some reason he hasn't had as many chances as at test level as some of the
so
others.
Are you okay with Shaw or are you not okay with Shaw?
I'm kind of like in the middle where, like, fine, sure, let him play. It was going to be between him and Gill. I think I would have had the same reaction either way. I'm not really assured about it, but
whatever. To be fair, Shaw has a batting average of 55 in 5 tests or 4 tests. So I mean, you can't.
Yeah, I mean, but that's not in Australia, is it?
Yeah. So I think, honestly, I'll tell you what I had said. I had said this somewhere else also, that I wanted Gill to open because he looked more solid. I just don't have any faith in Shaw, especially when I've been trying to see him score runs for 14 matches in a row, and it barely happened. And also, I thought, for me, I had actually said that once Kohli goes, we'll move Vihari to 4, and then we play Rahul at 6, because Rahul is a batting superstar, and if you have that kind of batsman at 6, it gives you some confidence in your lower order as well, because he can come in and score runs. And he's obviously had his issues opening the batting. He's not an opener probably in Test cricket because he can't play the moving ball. But I think at 6 he would have been a good prospect. But I guess now they've made the decision, so let's see.
How do you feel about maybe having Rahul open?
No chance. But his opening career should be over. He should not be anywhere near the opening spot.
Fine.
Okay, next talking point. Let's go to the one we're going to talk less about first, and then we'll come back to the main one after that. So, the second talking point, which is that of the third seamer. What do you guys think? Are you happy? Umesh, Siraj, Saini?
Yeah, the more experienced man.
You say that, but this is probably his third or fourth tour to Australia, and he's not really ever set the tour on fire.
Well, no, I know that's fine, but at the same time, he's been trending upwards for some time, and I think it's a better option over Saini, and Siraj, and Tyagi, who
Tyagi's not in the test squad.
I mean, he played in the games against Australia.
He got Pekovsky.
Yeah, but all three of them look pretty unconvincing in my opinion.
Siraj wasn't bad. I thought maybe with the moving ball they might go with Siraj, but I guess the thing is, if I've heard they're leaving less grass on this pitch than they usually do in Adelaide, and if that's the case and the ball starts reversing, then Umesh becomes.
Yeah, I mean, a pink reversing ball, that'd be tough.
Umesh and Shami with the reversing pink ball. Ouch! Yeah. God save the batsman.
Yeah.
Noor?
Yeah, no, Umesh Yadav for sure. I think out of the bowlers that were available, Umesh Yadav. I don't even think that was much of a controversial
Decision.
point.
I think the Indian team put Siraj and Saini in that pink ball match to see if one of them like really shows themselves to be great, and then they were both average, so they
Yeah.
probably decided then that it is what it is. We'll go with Umesh. But I mean, or you can trust Ian Chappell and believe that Ravi Shastri told him that Umesh was going to start over drinks, which wouldn't be the most unbelievable thing. But yeah. Anyway, so
Yeah, actually,
we
that
seem
sounds
to
like kind of how Ravi
we
Shastri makes his like selection
we
decisions.
seem to be on a consensus with that. We would be on the consensus with the next topic as well, but let's talk about it anyway, shall we? Number 7. Why are we playing Ridhim and Saha ahead of Rishabh Pant?
I don't know.
Before, 1 second, Noor, before you go, I just want to say one thing. In Sena countries, yeah, test match batting, Ridhim and Saha, 8 innings, 119 runs, average of 14.88, 14.88, strike rate of 37, 0 100, 0 50s, highest of 35. Rishabh Pant, 17 innings, 572 runs, average of 35.75, strike rate of 67.5, 200s, 0 50s, and a highest of 159 not out. Now people will say, oh, one of those 100 is the dead rubber in oval where he scored 100, but it's still 100. 100 is 100 in the country abroad. So I cannot understand. If you see those stats, what are they playing him purely because he's a better keeper? Like, are you playing your number 7 purely based on keeping?
Just lost confidence in Rishabh Pant, and I mean, it's weird because they've always preferred Rishabh Pant as a wicketkeeper overseas because that's what they've done in the past. But now that they have I don't know what's happening. I think it's the wrong decision. I mean, he scored a quick fire, really entertaining 100 in the the practice match, and I thought that was going to cement it for him. Like after that innings, I was like, okay, they have to play Rishabh, right? Like he seems a lot fitter than he did at the start of the IPL. He was hitting it well. So I'm confused. I'm frustrated and I'm kind of sad for Rishabh Pant because I thought he really I thought this was his spot after that game. I guess not.
Look, I'll say a couple of things. I'll play devil's advocate firstly. I don't believe any of this. That Rhythm and Saha did have the test job under wraps, regardless of where they were playing. Even when Rishabh Pant kind of came onto the scene a couple of years ago, right? And
I don't agree. When he went into England, when he replaced Saha in England because Karthik failed, he took that job, and once he scored the 100, he had the overseas job. The next tour to Australia, Saha was fit, I think, but he didn't play.
no, I think there was some fitness issues. I can't remember exactly, but
I think it was Rishabh was chosen over Saha.
Really?
And then Saha was chosen over Pant when we went back to India.
Okay, fine. I remember that differently. But anyway, so then my playing devil's advocate doesn't really make that much sense. But at the same time, something to consider, I guess everyone's also mentioned this, is that Saha's a better keeper, all that kind of stuff. And he kind of has an ability to I don't know, defend. Like, actually, this is not really working to play devil's advocate. It doesn't really make sense to play.
Yeah, I heard this logic that was in the first practice match, Saha scored a 50 in tough conditions. Pant scored 100 when we already had 300 on the board. There is this logic I'm hearing from a lot of people that, Pant only plays well when you have 200, 250, 300 on the board, and we're not going to have that. But my counter to that is that if Pant and Saha both bat 30 balls, Pant will get you more runs. And in a day-night test match, like 15, 20 runs could be key. So if Pant gets you like 30 or 40 of 20 balls or 40 of 30 balls, that's a good innings in a day-night test match.
Yeah, man. Look, I just don't get like where the logic is in the Indian team selection. Not the Indian team, I don't see the logic in the Rishabh, not including Rishabh Pant. You've kind of, maybe not directly, but indirectly groomed him to be this guy who's your keeper overseas, right? Playing in Australia, playing in England. and he's had some success there. He's the natural successor to Ridhman Saha. He's the future, not just the Test team, but also the ODI team and the T20 team. But then at the same time, you treat him like he's some sort of like raggedy doll that's given to your dog and played around at different times of I don't know, over a period of time. Um, he just gets treated like shit. I just don't get it. Like you've got like a literally generational talent, but instead of grooming him, you just flit him around between, oh yeah, maybe we're gonna play him, maybe we're not gonna play him. He makes runs, oh it doesn't really matter that much. It was inconsequential. But when somebody else makes runs, oh it's consequential. Like I feel like he's just not being treated fairly.
Yeah, I
I
agree.
agree.
I think India doesn't know how to handle Rishabh Pant, and that's the biggest issue that we have over here. Oh, also, Kabir, you were right about 2018. Saha was not on the plane. Parthiv Patel was the backup keeper on that tour. Oh yeah, shout out to Parthiv Patel who just retired. Great,
Shout out,
good man, good
great
man.
man.
But yeah, otherwise, I think we've made our views on Pant pretty clear on numerous episodes of this podcast, and I think it's pretty obvious that he's a generational talent, and I hope that we don't lose him in all this mishap and mismanagement by this team management that I don't understand what they're trying to do. Because like honestly, he is the better batsman, and he has never cost you a test match with the gloves. He actually has the record for the most number of catches as a wicketkeeper in Indian wicketkeeper in a test match. So I mean, on
He's
what
not
grounds
bad
are you?
wicketkeeper. He's not a bad wicketkeeper. He's just not as good as Ridhman Saha. Like,
You've
Ridhman Saha,
let me stop you there. You have roasted his wicketkeeping for hours on this podcast.
yeah, I know. But this is it's like I kind of overreact to his wicketkeeping because I want him to be like that good. But at the same time, you have to consider he's not a bad wicketkeeper. He's probably a better wicket than KL Rahul. It's not saying much, but anyway, he's a better wicketkeeper than KL Rahul, and he has kept to that level and not.
And what I feel bad for him is like I can understand if you told him if he doesn't misses his spot and then you tell him okay go score runs Ranji Trophy and come back, but there is no Ranji Trophy right now. So like how is he supposed to stake his claim for the spot? Whatever chance he got, he scored a bloody 100.
Yeah, exactly. Like I don't know what else did he have to do to get his spot?
And the worst thing is now I don't see him maybe unless okay now I'm playing devil's advocate, but unless they're thinking that in the pink ball test the ball is going to move a lot, so we need a better wicket keeper for that particular test match, because when the ball moves we don't want to be dropping catches, and then once we move on to the red ball where the ball is coming more in straight lines at Sydney, at Melbourne, which are lower slower pitches, then we'll get Pant in, because then runs will be a key. So then Pant can keep on those wickets. He won't be much different, and then we'll see for what we go from there.
Yeah, God knows. Maybe Ravi Shastri will tell Ian Chappell before he tells Rishabh Pant.
Yeah. Anyway, I mean, I just hope they don't mess up this player. Like, he's too important a player to lose. I still think that next IPL, he's going to come up, have a massive IPL, and then everyone will be like, oh, Rishabh Pant needs to come back in the T20 squad. Oh my God. Then I can say, I told you so.
If Rishabh Pant isn't selected, I know I'm just because you just said this. If Rishabh Pant isn't selected for the World Cup next year, I'm gonna throw a fit. But
maybe then Noor should go for a drink with Ravi Shastri.
Yeah.
I will go for a drink with Ravi Shastri.
Yeah.
And I will.
Anyway, Noor's been meeting Dhoni, Siraj Taidu.
Exactly, considering her successful with past Indian captains or. Yeah.
I'm sure she can hit him up and say, can you have a drink, please? I need to have a strong conversation.
Yeah, but no, you know what I'm also really sad about is like Rishabh Pant. I feel like as a player, he's losing confidence in himself as well. Like that's what happened in the IPL for sure. Like it was like not even like a question. And I don't want
that's so strange, because the IPL is where the coach that backs him the most. Like Ponting loves him. Ponting literally tells him that you go do what you want, you'll be in the team for 14 matches.
Yeah.
Which is how you have to deal with it. But I mean, I don't know, this Indian team.
That is literally how you have to deal with it.
The Indian team is shocking. Anyway,
But you know what? I'm not shocked that they're doing this, because in recent past, like the Indian team's not been very good in managing their key players.
Yeah. Well, no, not shocked. Oh, yeah. Well, that's a good point. I'm not shocked at all, actually.
I'm surprised Pujara, Rahane, and Kohli are all starting this test match.
God knows, man.
Anyway, yeah. So that moving on to two final discussion points, not to do with the first test squad, but how important do you think? I mean, obviously very important, but how do you think India will cope with the loss of the big man after the first test, the star man?
Virat Kohli.
One star for another.
Shubman Gill.
One potential future star for the other.
That's like saying in 2008, oh, if Kohli comes in for Sachin, then it's one star for the other. No, it's not.
It's not exactly the same. I'm not talking about Shubman Gill. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
KL Rahul.
Yeah, Rahul.
Again, I'm not talking about KL Rahul. I'm talking about
Rohit Sharma.
Rohit Sharma.
Rohit Sharma. Oh, that is my last discussion, but we will come to that later. But finish the Kohli talk.
No, I mean, I was just saying, like, we'll be fine. I think honestly, he wasn't even our best batsman in the previous series. Yeah, we're not gonna be fine. I mean, that's I think an overstatement. I think we're screwed either way. But yeah, I don't know. Pujara was more important in the last series. Maybe Rahane will step up this time with the pressures of captaincy. The responsibility actually perhaps of captaincy. So I don't know. We'll see.
Rahane, by the way, has a test captaincy record: 2 matches, 2 wins. India's most successful captain.
There you go. Better than
percentage-wise.
God knows.
18.
Can you imagine? Kabir, what was the forfeit, Noor, that Kabir said? If we lose the test,
if we lose the test with Kohli, but win the three tests with Rahane as captain.
Oh, he has to get a love letter to Dhoni, right? Yeah. I remember.
And it has to have like rhythm and rhyme and like metaphors and everything.
I'll write a sonnet if that's what
write a sonnet. Yeah.
Why do you want him to write? He writes like a 5-year-old child.
Actually, that's not true. I did
There's
high level
a reason he's doing medicine.
I'm not doing medicine yet.
He sticks to
touch wood.
Touch wood. He biomed. Okay, that's why he's doing biomed. He sticks to numbers and.
I mean, I did do high level English literature in school, but yeah, don't worry about that.
Okay, fine. We can stop flexing. Anyway, moving. Noor, what do you think we missed the most about Kohli not being there?
I think Virat Kohli, for me, like, he's been batting okay. Like, he's not done anything that astounding, to be honest, this year. But like the fact that he's like, firstly, it's his presence, right? It's his presence on the field. I think he's a good test captain as well. So we're gonna miss that. I can't say the same about.
Sorry, I have to stop you that. He's not a good test captain.
I don't think he's bad.
He's a better test captain than Dhoni.
Ooh, Kohli?
Yeah.
It's not saying much. Dhoni, as soon as anything happened, he just put the spinners on and just wait for something.
Yeah, exactly. And he let the game meander.
Yeah. I mean, you're comparing
I think
against.
He's the best captaincy option we have in the test squad. So, like,
give Ashwin the captaincy and tell him to monk-out everyone.
No, Ashwin, man.
No. So I think his presence. I think the fear factor that Virat Kohli brings out in a team, in the opposition. Do you know what I mean? People just plan against him. I mean, I think it's his presence in the team overall. If Rohit Sharma plays, if Shubman Gill plays, they don't have the same effect.
I think that's a fair point. I think he brings a lot of the attention away from the other batsmen. That kind of allows them to shine in a way.
Yeah, and I don't know if you guys saw the test, but in the test, there was this part where you could see there was genuine fear. I don't know how much it was for camera, but you could see there was genuine like admiration and fear for Kohli. Like, he's the kind of guy who, that's the first time I've seen an Australian team actually talk so much about one particular player. Like, their whole build-up was about Kohli. And then even when they were talking in their team meetings, it was all about Kohli. Like, there was so much about Kohli. That's why Pujara did so well, because they didn't have those kind of plans of Pujara. And also, he got under their skin. I remember this clearly. There was this one day where Kohli, I can't remember which test match, where he got under this, like, I think it was in Perth.
It was with Payne, right?
The day after Payne came out, but the day before that, Langer literally said Kohli got under our skin that day. And I don't think I've ever heard anybody say that any opposition player has got under an Australian team's skin. So to do that, I mean, I think that is what we miss more than the bat. I mean, batting anyone can do, man. They'll score runs. Like, Shubman Gill is technically a very gifted batter. I'm sure he'd score some runs if he bats at 4 or even at 6. But I think it's because, like, once he goes, Pujara, timid. Rahane, timid. Rohit, if he plays, timid. Mayank, timid. Gill, timid. Bumrah timid. Like
Gill's not timid.
he's not the kind of guy who'll get in your face and shout at you like Kohli does.
That's okay. Honestly, that's not going to change the course of a test series. How aggressive you are on a cricket field.
It can get under your opposition's skin. If he can do that to if he gets under Steve Smith's skin, that could.
At test level, I think it's negligible. Especially considering.
And that's why we need our star chopper from behind the stumps, but he's not
He's
there.
awful at it though. He's not. He's just funny. He just says too much
Kabir,
shit.
have you ever heard of temporary captain?
That's such a good.
No, but to be fair,
It's gonna happen though. Payne is gonna be keeping when if Pant comes out to bat with Rahane at the other end, and he's gonna be like, Pant, have you ever heard of? No, he'll be like, Warner, have you ever heard of temporary captain?
God.
Yes, Noor, what are you saying?
No, I was just gonna say I'm gonna miss that, man. I'm gonna miss the stump mic. That's gonna be a big.
Yeah, and also someone made this point that last time when we came to Australia, they had just come off that ball tampering scandal, so they were trying to be all these goody, like they were trying to rebuild their reputation and everything. Now they aren't really trying to rebuild their reputation. They're basically now they're going to be back to their aggressive best. So I think that could no Kohli plus that they could mentally walk all over us if we let them. Like they could get under our skin so much. Like if they start sledging and abusing and all that. So yeah.
But is that elite mateship, or is that elite? I don't know.
How many IPL players are actually playing for Australia? Literally only Steve Smith, Cummins, Hazelwood, and that's it.
I think all of them have played IPL cricket at some point.
No, I'm talking about like recently. Wade hasn't played for a while. Burns hasn't never played. Labuschagne has never played.
Oh yeah, Labuschagne.
Head has never played, or Head maybe played once long time ago for Delhi. Payne has played long time ago for Pune Warriors.
Wait, Payne played for Pune?
He played for Pune Warriors in like 2010, 11, 12 times. Cameron Green has never played.
Yeah, that's also true.
Stark hasn't played for I don't know how many, 3 years, 4 years.
Yeah.
Lion,
he always has some.
Lion has never played. So it's just like 3 players. So that mateship, there's no Finch, to.
Just as a side note, why does Stark put himself in the IPL auction every year?
He did this year. No, I feel so bad for him. The one year he decided to pull himself out this year, and then he could have easily made it this year to the IPL.
I mean, every time.
But next year he'll put himself in, and I think he'll get big bucks next year. If he goes into the auction, he will get huge bucks.
Yeah, only to leave after 6 games.
Probably, but it is what it is. If he wins you 3 of the 6 games, who gives a shit?
Yeah.
Anyway, final discussion point. So, Rohit Sharma, what do we do once he comes back? If Shaw and Mayank Touchwood are batting well, what happens to Rohit Sharma?
Nothing. He just stays in the sidelines. So if Shaw is playing well, fine, no problem.
But you're bringing him all the way, so you're going to try to sit on the bench.
Yeah.
Yeah. Rohit Sharma isn't the same force in Test cricket as he is in.
I agree. He shouldn't be in the Test team. I actually don't want. I hope he does not tour England. Because if he tours England, he will get so badly exposed against the moving ball. Jimmy Anderson will eat him for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. But
I don't even worry about that. I don't think they consider Rohit Sharma.
But Rohit Sharma is a beast in India. He's got Bradman-esque figures in the last 1.5 years.
Yeah, but I'm talking about an overseas Test, opener. I don't think they consider him that. So
I agree, but I mean, look at what happened. He missed the New Zealand series. He's missing 2 tests of this series. How would we ever test him overseas? Now he'll go straight into Australia in England and
he might not.
God save Jimmy Anderson.
I mean, if one of the younger players does well, he might not even get.
I hope Shaw does well, but let's sit here and think. How many of us actually believe that Shaw is going to have a groundbreaking series?
He's done well in tests. It's hard.
No,
I mean, he has
first morning, the ball is moving. You've got not Anderson. You've got Stark, Hazelwood, and Cummins running into you. Do you trust?
I know what you mean. Like, I am scared because we've seen that there is something about the way he uses his footwork that he's exposed to, but the ball is moving. I get it, right? I get what you mean that there are flaws to him, to when he opens. We saw that in the IPL. We saw that over the past few months, right? But I still think he has great test figures. He was always considered more of a test batsman. So let's just see, right? Let's see. I don't know. I'm very indifferent to this Prithvi Shaw choice because I have no idea what to base it on. If I'm comparing him to Shubman Gill, who hasn't even played, like I don't know. I don't care if they give both of them a shot, that's great. I hope both of them do well. Like I'm just indifferent because I just don't think we have enough to base this decision on.
Who's he
Fair
made
enough.
runs against Prithvi Shaw?
West Indies.
West Indies and Afghanistan?
I think so. West Indies and Bangladesh maybe. Or West Indies and
Yeah, I
Afghanistan.
mean, it's hardly the Australian-based trio. But,
I mean,
you know,
and I know it was West Indies without Holder and Roach.
so West Indies practice squad.
It wasn't even like good West Indies bowlers. I can still give him, and that also in India. It wasn't abroad.
So,
I don't know, guys. I just feel like
Yeah, no, sorry. It's two matches against West Indies, 3 innings, 237 runs, 100 and 150 with an average with the highest of 134, and 2 matches, 4 innings against New Zealand at 98 runs, 54 highest, average of 24.5.
Well, that's actually better than I expected against New Zealand.
I mean, yeah, I think he turned it around in the middle after one match to save he changed his technique a little bit and got a 50.
Yeah, I
Okay,
mean, I think, but having that 150 plus score in 4 innings is a good start to have.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay, so moving on to the fun part. Let's see who has the guts to predict this.
No, I have one more thing to add. I don't understand why we put our team out early. I don't think it gives us any advantage at all. This like England have done it for some time, and people have been like, "What is the point when you gain from putting your team out so early?"
Chores,
No, but you tell them in private. You can tell them. You can give them a public show within the team.
No, maybe it's like to tell the opponent, yeah, we're telling you what we're going to do. Now what will you do?
It doesn't give you any advantage because then they can plan for you.
But I'm pretty sure that the opposition also knew who was going to play mostly.
No, not necessarily. Because there was who is it going to be Shubman Gill, Prithvi Shaw, who's going to be the third seamer, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, let's see. Anyway, so, one final thing. If assuming Jadeja is unfit, once he gets fit, would you stick with Ashwin or go to Jadeja?
That's tough.
I don't know. That's a hard one.
It really depends on how he plays, I think.
Ashwin, I don't know if you've seen them, but his stats in the first test match of overseas series in the last 2.5 years is insane. He takes 7 wickets or 6 wickets in the first test match, and then he does nothing the rest of the series. 2 matches, 2-3 matches after that, he just falls off.
Fair enough. Then I guess then you put statistically you put Jadeja in.
And we've got Kuldeep also.
Yeah, he might be useful.
Last time he played a test in Australia, he had a 5-4.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. But that doesn't really translate to him getting a 5-4 in every single test match.
All right, fine. So, predictions. Kabir, go first.
It's going to be 2-1, 2-1, 3-1 Australia, 2-1 Australia.
Which one are we winning?
Actually, I don't even think we're winning a test. I don't really know.
Before you make that decision, let me just give you one last piece of trivia. We have never lost a test where Virat Kohli has won the toss. That's all. Now you can carry on.
Good work by the trusty men at India Cements. I'm kidding. That was a joke.
Let's quickly move on.
Yeah. No. I mean, I think actually it's going to be 3-0. It doesn't make a difference if
3-0. So we'll draw one.
Yeah.
Which one?
I don't know.
All right. Noor?
Not the pink ball.
I think Australia will win 2. And this is very optimistic, okay? I think we'll draw 1 and I think we might win 1.
That's pretty fair, I think. Also, I don't know if you guys have seen all the calculations of the World Test Championship, but we either have to win 5 or win 4 and draw 3 to make the finals. Otherwise, New Zealand, this is assuming New Zealand win all their games against Pakistan, which, I mean, is that really that tough?
No, not necessarily. Excuse me. Pakistan.
Babar Azam is injured, bro.
That doesn't matter. Pakistan somehow always managed to just be sick for no reason, and then
I
sometimes
don't know if you're watching the
then-
same Pakistan.
no, but then sometimes they're awful. That's the problem.
Yeah. I don't know if you saw this
Just
video, but
depends on
Ricky Ponting labeled one of their attacks as the worst bowling attack he has ever seen on Australian shores 1.5 years ago.
Ricky Ponting sometimes just grabs headlines for no reason, like
I
just
mean,
out of the blue.
we're used to that with our Indian ex-players, but okay, fine.
Yeah.
My prediction. Here
Including
we
the one
go.
who's in charge of
If we win the toss in Adelaide, okay.
What are all of these conditions? Just to give
If
us
we win the toss in Adelaide, the series will end 1-1. Okay. If we lose the toss in Adelaide, we will lose the series 4-0.
So you think we're gonna lose? So we're gonna lose against them?
If we win, actually, it's more. If we win in Adelaide, the series will end 1-1. If we lose in Adelaide, it'll end 4-0.
God.
I'll tell you why. Because if we win the first test in Adelaide, we will anyway have confidence. And then Melbourne and Sydney are roads. They are absolute roads. Like you can play drawn test matches at Sydney and Adelaide, at Sydney and Melbourne. So if we get one up in the series, then our batsmen will have confidence. We can play out draws, maybe even get another win. And then obviously Gabba. I mean, Gabba is everyone's game, bro. They can bounce us and hit us, and I don't know where all. And then we'll see. But if we lose Adelaide, then Kohli will leave, and then I just don't see us being able to come back after that. So Adelaide is key. And they've won all their pink ball test matches, all they have ever played in Australia. So I mean, stats don't.
Guys, 2020 is an odd year, though. Anything can happen. What if we win 4-0? What then?
Noor,
then? Imagine.
you and I both know however optimistic we try to be, that is probably beyond the realms of possibility. There is one test that Steve Smith will definitely win.
Yeah.
But our best chance is to go.
One that Labuschagne will win.
Our best chance is to capitalize when Warner is not there and try and go 1-0 up or 2-0 up.
Yeah.
Because their opening is so weak, we can get Smith and Labuschagne in early, and then take one of them out, and then you expose one end of the batting, and then it's over.
Yeah, I can't say I'm particularly optimistic though.
Tim Payne still doesn't have a test century, right?
He hasn't had. I don't think it's first class century.
I don't think he has I don't think he's that great a batsman.
At least he doesn't first class century in like 10 years or something.
Maybe. I think he saw one recently. Maybe. I can't remember. Anyway, okay. So thank you guys for watching. Like, share, comment, subscribe, and we will see you after the test series is over. What is the next series? England are coming to India. Yeah. So yeah, see you guys.
And then why don't we keep playing them all the time? It's just kind of boring.
It's also just depressing.
Okay, guys. Bye.
Yeah. Okay. Bye.
We can end the recording.